Imagine a scenario where two friends who have been estranged for quite some time unexpectedly find themselves in the same room. The tension is palpable, and it's awkward for everyone present. Now, picture a rock star caught in the middle of this situation, trying to navigate the complexities of a reunion between two legendary figures, John Lennon and Paul McCartney. It's a fascinating moment in music history that almost unfolded in the mid-1970s, and it's hard not to wonder what could have been. But here's where it gets controversial. Now, in the early hours of a fateful night, David Bowie, under the influence of some recreational substances, opened the door to his hotel suite at the Pierre Hotel. To his surprise, he found none other than John Lennon and Paul McCartney standing there, two icons of rock music who had not been on speaking terms for quite a while. The world was still reeling from the breakup of the Beatles, and the sight of these two men together was nothing short of shocking. Bowie recounted the surreal encounter in a 2004 interview, saying, "The two of them had been out on the town for the evening. John said, 'Can we come in? I'm sick.' Naturally, Bowie welcomed them into his space, where he had been busy experimenting with his new Sony reel-to-reel videotape recorder, creating short films. As the night progressed, Bowie described the atmosphere as both exciting and a bit tense. 'It was great,' he said. 'We spent the evening just rapping and talking. There was kind of a strange thing between John and Paul. There's a little bit of distance every now and again, but that must have been the first time they'd been back together since the big bust-up.' The dynamic between the two former bandmates was palpable, and it was clear that their history was complex. During this late-night gathering, the idea of forming a rock-and-roll supergroup emerged. Bowie recalled that they toyed with the name David Bowie and the Beatles, or perhaps DBB, as a potential title for their collaboration. However, as the sun rose the next morning, the dream of this supergroup faded away, leaving only the memory of that extraordinary night. While the envisioned supergroup never materialized, Bowie did end up collaborating with one of the Beatles, John Lennon. Although Bowie maintained a friendly relationship with Paul McCartney, he was candid about his musical preferences, admitting that McCartney's style didn't resonate with him as much. In contrast, Bowie held Lennon in high regard, appreciating his artistry, political views, and sense of humor. The collaboration between Bowie and Lennon eventually took shape in the form of the hit song Fame, which was co-written during an impromptu session in the studio. Bowie reminisced about the experience, saying, "It was John who started riffing on Fame. He was screaming. I was writing the lyrics. It all came together so quickly and so brilliantly. It was an incredibly intoxicating time, and I can't quite believe that we didn't try and write more things together, because just being around him was breathtaking. He had all this energy." Bowie expressed admiration for Lennon's songwriting, describing it as muscular and impactful. In a separate interview, he candidly stated, "I don't like much of Paul's music. He's a nice guy," which might raise eyebrows among fans of McCartney. This frankness highlights the subjective nature of music appreciation and invites us to consider how personal taste can shape our perceptions of artists. So, what do you think? Could a collaboration between Bowie, Lennon, and McCartney have changed the landscape of music as we know it? Or was it better that they each followed their own paths? Share your thoughts in the comments below.